December, I don't my call. This is the moment you're meant to know.
Well, hello there, sunflowers, and how are you guys today? Well, at the present of this recording, it is 7:11. And why does that matter? Because I'm here to talk a little bit about something esoteric. So, I'm just taking note of every little thing that's going on at this present moment. So bear with baby Crone. I'm going to be talking about two slightly different topics, but somehow in the bigger grand scheme of things, they mean something. This has been three topics. Everything means something here. So bear with baby Crone. I will not be presenting anything on the side because that's how spontaneous this message is. So with that being said, I'm just going to jump right in with my day. Well, today is what? September 30th. Therefore, we're wrapping up September and getting ready to head into October. But guess what? A very important day about October 3rd is coming up for two reasons. One, that's when Diddy gets his court date, and we're going to see if he's going to be let out or not. I know, right? Really random I mentioned that, but hey, that's significant for Diddy because what's ever going around on his trials, they just happen to be placed around significant dates. Just saying. So I don't know if divine energy is working for or against Diddy, but according to the cards, if y'all want to check that last video Mama Crone and I did, it seemed like it was going to be in his favor. However, time will tell. But what's also important about October 3rd, and that's why I said there's something misty up in the air. Well, October 3rd is when 3i Atlas, yes, I'm back again. Hello. 3i Atlas is supposed to be passing or reaching the closest point to our sun. Now, there is many things that's going on with our sun right now that I could break down, like just the fact that there was a weird, oh my God, just the fact that there was a weird butterfly corona like hole, and you're just like, how does the sun have a hole? Well, it's just a cold spot in comparison to the rest of the sun. Now you're probably just like, how is there a cold spot in the sun? Well, that just means that the sun had released some energy, like when you sweating. So when you sweat, your body is cool compared to the rest of your body, like everything outside of you. That's why you might feel a little cold and get a cold sweat. Well, that's exactly what a sunspot or this corona hole is in the sun. It's just a colder region in comparison to the rest of the sun because some energy had been released. And they're tracking that. I mean, what's so significant about a butterfly? Well, butterflies represent transformation. So the fact that our sun is giving us flashes of butterflies is significant. And this is the year of 2025, so it's the solar maximum. So really keep your eye out for that sun and what the sun is doing. We just hit peak in July. No, in June when we hit Cancer. The beginning of Cancer was the beginning of the peak. But they say we are still revving up and still ramping up. We are the solar maximum is not done. So therefore there are still more things to come. And you're saying, okay, that's all important. So back to 3i Atlas, that's supposed to be approaching our sun. Well, just a few days ago, over the weekend, towards the end of last week, 3i Atlas was hit by a coronal mass ejection or energy released. And that was supposed to be a big teller for scientists about what is this composition of this planet, or not planet, but this asteroid. Is it an asteroid? Well, they actually found out something very important, that even though it may be 5 kilometers, it is heavy. It is heavy. 33 tons. 33 tons. They're just like, that is the most heaviest comet, asteroid, any object that us humans have ever observed. So now they're just even more dumbfounded. Like, why is this thing so heavy? They're just like, okay, first we was kind of weird that it wasn't acting like other comets because it wasn't releasing off gas as it was traveling through, but it started to as it got closer to the sun. But then they were just like, hey, where it originated from, it should be glowing this color and it's glowing a different color. So it's made of completely different elements than we expected. And that's probably why it's super heavy, but they don't know. They're still trying to figure it out. And so because of that, they're just like, okay, but what's even more significant about the reason why this thing is so heavy? Well, one, they already thought it was a weird path. They're just like, how is it traveling through space and literally not going to be hit by anything, literally anything, not a planet, not a comet, not an asteroid, nothing, a clear path. How does that happen? It happens, trust me, but how does that happen? Like the probability of that. So they're just like, okay, we're going to keep an eye on that because it's a bit suspicious. Is that higher mind or higher intelligence guiding through? And then the CME, back to this energy that hits 3i Atlas. I'm just going to call it 3i. That hit 3. Oh my God. And it's titled 3. Ooh, the number 3. Yes. Snaps keep it going. October 3rd, September 3rd. Okay. I'm done with my snaps. So because of that, 3i was hit by the sun's energy, basically. And through that release, they were found out that it was super heavy, but its path was not affected. Not at all. Just think about it. Like if you have ever been on a very, very windy day, super windy, like fast gusts of wind where you feel like you're getting pushed back. Yeah, 3i, unfazed, unbothered. Now scientists are really just like, whoa, what is this thing? Because that's not normal. So because of that, Avi Loeb is still out there saying that it could be a possibility that is a mothership alien coming towards Earth. And many reasons, I still believe it. The more this comes, I'd be shocked. I'd honestly be shocked because we're in the age of Aquarius. And I really thought about this. I thought about this for a good while. We are in the age of Aquarius, and that is the age of unconventional things, sudden things that just happen where for no reason, no warning, it just happens. So we're in that age of unpredictability. So literally be on your toes, which is going to be another thing I'm going to be talking about today about airwaves. So just think about that. Everything about air, everything, we can't see air. Just like it's all about frequency, vibration, energy, all that is airwaves. So because of that, we're in that age. So you got to really look at things that are playing on the media, that's happening through communication. How is everybody communicating and intermingling with each other? You got to start looking at social dynamics here. So because of that, you got to start thinking about what's going on in the world and how the world is interacting with not just one another, but the whole planet itself. How is every country, every race interacting with each other now? Is it tempered? Is it revving up? So because of that, you got to look at that. And all this is happening while this interstellar object is coming through. So we have a whole lot that's going on. And because we're in the age of Aquarius, I am keeping my eyes on everything that's going on around me. So because of that, why would it be weird? Or why would it not be uncommon to think that a mothership could come down? Like literally, that's unpredictable. Nobody would have saw that coming. Nobody would have believed that, but it would be a good revolution. It would be a good change of thought, viewpoint, and the way society works. So you got to think about that. It's the age of Aquarius. We don't know what could go on. It's literally, hey, that's the kind of times we live in. So because of that, be on your P's and Q's. Now, why am I so pressed about the airways? Well, because today in baby Crones school, apparently not my university, but universities across the country, not my words by my dean from the university, sending out an email to all students, because today we have received a BOMB, a bomb. Right. So because of that, really weird, especially where I am. That was just super weird and so uncommon. I was like, what? We got really? But all good. Baby Crone's still alive. My university is still sending him one piece. That's great. However, they said in this email that subsequently we have learned that this is not an isolated incident. Huh? as other universities across both our region and country also received similar messages. That's really weird. Why did the whole like almost whole country that's almost like take cover. That's like almost leave the world behind. Like that's almost, if you think about it, it's almost key verbiage of saying if something might descend down from the sky, be prepared. That's what baby Crone got. But also, I'm into aliens and I kind of want aliens to come. But we've had that conversation on this channel. So because of that, that threw baby Crone off a little bit today. But it got me thinking. All that going on, all the different possibilities. Well, speaking of the stars and galaxies, if Mama Crone sees this, I do have your eye guide. So because of that, I am here to break down just a little bit with you guys about the trajectory. We're going to break this down with 3i, the trajectory of where 3i has came from, where it's going, and what does that mean for us. Now, I'm not going to do a detailed deep dive. I'm just going to give you guys the simple overview. I'm like literally going to gloss over so many facts just because I haven't done that deep dive, but the themes that I'm seeing are definitely important. So what's also interesting is the fact that when 3i approaches the sun on October 3rd, which is this Friday, guys. October 3rd is this Friday. So when it approaches the sun, we, from our vantage point on Earth, will not be able to see it. And I've said it before, and I'm going to say it again. It's kind of odd and suspicious that they say that this comet's going to go behind the sun, and we're going to send our nearest satellites / telescopes and take pictures and observe this thing. So that way we got our eyes on this. But also it's a great time because when it's closest to the sun, that's when we're going to have the most information about its composition and how it's really going to withstand the sun, even though it's not going to like crash into the sun, but passing by the sun. Like think about it, when you walk past an oven that's open, it's hot. It's hot. You feel a little bit. You might perspire a little bit as you're walking by, depending on your sensitivity. And then once you're gone, you're back to normal, right? So that's exactly what they want to do. So they're just like, okay, when you're in this hot period, what you looking like? What are you made of? Are you what we think you are? And, you know, but I'm telling you guys, I swear, I just don't know how to prove it. I just don't know how to prove it yet. They know something. They're just not telling us. Of course, they're not going to tell us. They're probably not even going to tell us what type of aliens they are, honestly. So because of that, I've thought about what kind of aliens they were. And I'm not exactly sure if the aliens that I'm thinking of specifically is the right track. But if it is, I wouldn't be surprised because it brought me back to Leave the World Behind of like the 4 or 5 stages of how to over Trump. Like how to overtopple a government. However, if you take it to a large scale, how to overthrow a planet. Well, large scale make people start turning against each other, and then when it's, you didn't have to do all the work, and then finally when you get here, most of the work is already done, and people are so divided and so against each other that they can't really do anything when you do come down and descend. So I'm just saying, Leave the World Behind, mass scale. That was micro country, but macro planet. So because of that, I just thought about it. So just saying. So 3i originated from Sagittarius. Now it's quite interesting. You're just like, why Sagittarius? Because I wondered that too. Because Sagittarius is oriented in the sky to the direction of the center of the Milky Way galaxy. So because of that, if anything interstellar, depending on where it's coming from, space, of course, but apparently it's coming from the center of the Milky Way towards us. That's the direction it's traveling. So because of that, it comes from Sagittarius. So you're just like, okay, where is it going? Because we are here in Libra. From Sagittarius to Libra, that's a lot of signs to go through. Because Sagittarius is the 11th sign. the ninth sign, and Libra is the seventh sign. So if we're already at 9, to go to 9 and cycle all to 12 and then all the way back to 7, that's a lot of time and a lot of space and a lot of sky to cover. Well, actually, it is traveling backwards. Now, I know that, wow, that's so funny. My teaching professor just said something about using the word backwards when talking about direction. And here, and lo and behold, I did that. Backwards in the sense of, and not even retrograde. It's weird to explain how the astrology chart works, but the way the chart works, it goes this way, and the way the zodiac signs go, they go that way. So because of that, the way it's going, it kind of looks like they're crossing each other and like meeting up and kissing and then like passing each other. That's the way I see it. So because of that, wow, I should have really had a post the picture up there. But because of that, us, the sun, if you want to think about it like that, and 3i, not only is it coming towards us, it literally is coming towards us. Like we are literally coming towards each other and going to pass each other. So because of that, we are moving towards 3i, and 3i is moving towards us. So if you want to think about that energy, how that energy exchange is, we are moving forward and evolving into whatever the future has bestowed upon us. And it is coming towards us. If you want to think about it metaphorically, this is like kind of like having premonition, or like having like a, not like a deja vu, but knowing something's going to happen before it happens. That's kind of like what I'm seeing with 3i, because it's coming towards us as we're going towards it. So because of that, that's the way I see it. So it traveled. So when we first discovered it, it was July 1st. So we were in Cancer. So therefore the sun was in Cancer, and 3i was in Sagittarius. So then we moved from Cancer to what comes after Leo. And then after Leo, we went into Virgo. And after Virgo, we've now moved into Libra. And then for 3i, it started in Sagittarius, then moved to Scorpio. We're going backwards. It went from Sagittarius to Scorpio, and now it's in Libra. And they're about to meet up on the 3rd, and then they're going to pass each other. And then we are just going to keep going forward. So we're going to go to, after Libra comes Scorpio and Sagittarius, going forward now. And then going backwards, like I just said, 3i is going to be traveling from Libra to Virgo to Cancer, and then exiting out of our solar system. It's not even going to touch the other zodiac signs. Literally, that's the way. I know that's the fascinating part. It only touched 6 signs. Honestly, it only really needs to touch 6 signs, because if you really look at the zodiac wheel, there's really only 6 archetypes, and the other 6 is just the polar opposite. So because of that, you only need to touch 6 signs for the other 6 to get affected. So because of that, that is clever. You see the mastery here? You see the mastery here that's going on in the universe. I can't make it up. I literally can't make it up. So because of that, I just find that very interesting. I was going to read some of the I was going to read some of the things off of the chart, but I'm just not going to dive that deep into it. I just wanted to give you guys, like I said, a quick overview, because I haven't tracked. It's one of those things where you can't track in astrology precisely, because it's not like something that they're just going to enter into the system and then you can start coding and tracking it. So because of that, I have to kind of like do both and do some intuitiveness, because I'm just like, okay, if it was on this date, then where was it here? Then if it was here, then what signs or planets is it passing through? So I'm just doing very vaguely, generally. I'm not sure what kind of aspects it's making. I do know that it touched Mars. They definitely knew it was going to pass Mars, and they definitely took pictures of it, because I forget what they call the Mars, Juno. And Juno was there, and then they had it facing at Juno. I think that's the Mars, the one that's closest to Mars. So they looked at it at Mars, but then that was a few weeks ago, because Mars is in Scorpio. And because of that, it had already came out of Scorpio and into Libra. So it had to pass Mars to get to us. And then from us is going to pass Jupiter, Oh, Venus, then Jupiter. Sorry, Venus. I didn't mean to overskip you right there. It's going to pass Venus and then it's going to pass Jupiter. Weirdly enough, they don't talk about that. They talk about Mars and Jupiter in most of the articles that I read. So the fact that they leave out Venus is kind of suspicious. So because of that, but go figure, right? Feminine energy, we're always getting left out of something or overlooked for something just because of our power. But that's okay. It's okay. Things are going to change. So because of that, and for this conjunction to happen in the sign of Libra, which is also an air sign, and it's a cardinal air sign, and it's the air sign of the beginning of fall. And when you think of fall, that's when things start falling back. How funny. I keep using the word back, but because of that, it's not like things are going to like go back to the way it was, but it's kind of like a turning point of when this change happens. It's coming towards us. I mean, everybody's talking about it. Everybody knows about it. 2027 is the quote unquote year that most esoteric people are saying this is when the change is going to be permanent and everybody's going to like feel it. And I'm just like, okay, so we're like feeling it now. If we're in 2025, that's just 2 years away. That's 2 years away, guys. We still got more to come before. So because this is just the beginning, this is just the taste. That's why I said you just got to be aware, vigilant, like what's going on. Like just think about it, Charlie Kirk. Think about all the things, David and Celeste. I mean, come on, just think about all the things that are going on in the media. And I've already mentioned about the trial cases. And then we're seeing celebrities get married. And it's just like everything is kind of chaotic, a little too chaotic. It's so many distractions that it's like, what am I supposed to be focusing on at this point? And that's exactly what the government wants to do. So the more they can pump out, the more they can keep you distracted through the media, through the airwaves, then they will. We got Cardi B doing whatever Cardi B doing. So because of that, we got so much going on around us that it's just like that when it comes smack, it's going to feel like Aquarius energy where you're just like, what? How'd I miss that? And they're just going to be like, well, we've been telling you about it for weeks now. Were you not listening? No, there's too much to focus on, too much to know. Not everything's going to come across everybody's feed. So no, some people are really going to feel like they've been smacked upside the head and just be like, what? So because of that, I'm just trying to get the message out there. So that way, I'm trying to get less people. So that way you're not shook when it happens. I mean, we're all going to be shook. There's no if or buts about it. That's just Aquarius energy. No matter how much you try to be prepared, you're really never going to be prepared. So because of that, you can only be prepared as much as you can be prepared and just hope that you're prepared enough. So with that being said, I hope you enjoyed this video. I sure did. That's just what I wanted to quickly, briefly talk about. Hopefully you guys followed along. If you want, rewatch it a few times. You run down through the synopsis. So I was talking about airwaves. I was talking about specifically 3i Atlas. The full name instead of the nickname. I was specifically talking about 3i Atlas and what's been going on kind of in the media and just focusing on the airwaves, but physically. Oh, yes. One thing that I forgot to talk about. I've been taking a bunch of nice pictures. This is just self-promo right here, but it does have a purpose. I've been taking a lot of pictures of the sky lately, which is kind of weird. Not weird in the sense that I'm taking pictures of the sky because I do that, but I just don't do that a lot. But recently, a lot. I've been taking pictures of the sky. And today, I had saw, as I was driving home, it was behind me. Go figure, right? Speaking of everything behind us and backwards and in the back of us. So in the back of me, there was the sunset. It was beautiful. It was gorgeous, right? I couldn't see it. It was cloudy, but it was looking a bit weird today. It was looking a bit weird. You want to know how it looks weird? It was looking weird. I don't have a picture of it because I was driving, and because I also live in the woods, by the time I had caught a glimpse of it, speaking of glimpses, fruitions, premonitions, it's like a sliver of hope, a brighter side of brighter days are coming forward. Think about that in fruition, especially coming from the sun. It's like a message of the sun of just like, be patient, just have hope. Everything's going to turn out great. So because of that, that's the kind of message I got, but I couldn't get that picture. I would have shared it with you guys, but I saw somebody have a video about this and they posted that literally today. And I was just like, oh my God, I saw that today too. I'm like, bro, I don't know where you live, but I saw that too. I literally saw that too. So I'm just like, I don't know if you guys saw that today too. So I wanted to bring it to your attention. But this is what the sun had for us today on this bright message that I had to be sending with you guys. But it was the sun with a rainbow, a sun rainbow, or a halo, a sun halo rainbow. You Google it, you'll see a bunch of pictures of it. It has to deal with water, and it has to. How funny, Aquarius is the water bearer, and it's an air sign and not a water sign. But in air, we have what? Water. And with that being said, please subscribe. Please leave your comments down below. How do you guys feel about everything that I shared, specifically about 3i Atlas? Do you feel like aliens are coming? Do you want aliens to come? Or do you think I'm weird for wanting aliens to come? So with that being said, and please give this video a thumbs up and share. Share this with anybody. Literally, this could be a video for anyone because it has nothing to do with tarot, and it has nothing, well, it has everything to do with astrology. So don't send this to somebody that's not into astrology. But it's all about getting the news out there and spreading the information. So the more you can get this word across to people, the more people will be aware and maybe a little less caught off guard. But like I said before, we're never going to be prepared as much as we would like to be. So that being said, I will see you sunflowers in the next one. Sunflowers, stay safe. I have to come back in here real quick as a addendum because weirdly enough, I talked about how 3i is going to pass every planet but Earth. It's definitely going to pass us, Earth, on October 21st. Now you're just like, how did that dawn on you? Because I was just getting ready to do a reading on Ariana Grande, and Wicked 2 comes out on November 21st. And I'm like, why does that date look familiar? So I started really thinking, wondering, November 21st, it's October 21st. That's an important date. That's where 3i Atlas is supposed to pass us Earth. So that's another date to mark your calendars. Just be prepared for October. That's all I got. And that will be all. Thank you for this public service announcement.